Hello trainers! So recently I've been playing a lot of Umamusume, and over time I'm really starting to feel the material deficit that everyone has been talking about. We all have no carats due to pulling for Kitasan Black if you see on my other videos, and these other materials have just been brutal with obtaining. So here's my every mistake you should avoid in Umamusume guide. Don't do what I've done, and I'll also be including some of my mistakes here as well. So hope you guys all enjoy. First thing we're gonna jump into for the beginning of this video is the daily shops that you can get 3 times a day. When I first started out the game, I used to buy the entirety of the shop, especially with the star pieces, but please don't make the same mistake I have done. Where we are at the game right now, monies is insanely hard to come by. We had an event where we used to have 6 daily races every day, but now that we're back to the normal 3 dailies, carats and monies are at an all-time low. So when you get these 3 daily shops, the only thing I'd recommend is buying the alarm clock and the parfait. I would recommend skipping the parfait if you are not interested in any of the PvP aspects in Umamusume at all. But alarm clocks are definitely the #1 priority to buy and save your monies for everything else. Speaking of alarm clocks, another mistake people do is constantly use your alarm clocks. I don't want to get into it without spoiling all the fun for the future, but I promise you there will be way better uses of alarm clocks later on. There will be way harder races, and that means more value when using them. I would recommend only using them if you know you're gonna win the race guaranteed, or just have a lot of stats and are just spark farming. But in general, please save them for the future. If the run is dead, don't gamble 3 alarm clocks hoping you'll survive. Just go on to the next run, as stamina will always regenerate, and trust me, you will be thanking me later. For the monies problem I was talking about earlier, here is the next mistake to avoid. On the topic of upgrading your Umas, please save your monies for characters with parent skills who will actually help, or only spend monies on your favorite Uma. If you come to enhanced, trainee, and potential levels, I haven't fallen too hard as a victim to the same trap, but I know plenty of others who have. I spent 20,000 monies on so many 1 and 2 star Umas as I thought, oh, only 15 horseshoes per upgrade, I have around 200, so why wouldn't I just upgrade everyone without seeing how many monies I was spending? But aside from spending over 200,000 monies in just that first upgrade alone, if you take a look at some Umas, their potential level 2 skills are just not as good. For example, Ogre Cap, I get a Cloudy Days green skill, and also upgrading Silent Suzuka, I get a left-handed track green skill. And while these aren't the best skills, those are my favorite Umas, so I genuinely don't mind. What I do mind is finding out that the main/unique skill can only be passed down if the Uma is a 3 star. So leveling up my 1 and 2 star Umas, even if they had a decent skill, was just pointless as they don't get their full value from their kit because they weren't a 3 star. And because of this, don't share their unique skill. So refrain from spamming all the level 1 unlocks unless you have the Uma 3 star, so their main unique skill can always be passed down. If you avoid this mistake, all the monies you save from hearing this will definitely help for this next one. The next mistake you should avoid is neglecting your support cards. Your support cards are the backbone of this entire game, somewhat even more important than our Umas. If you have done the same mistakes I have mentioned previously with buying the entire shop, leveling up pointless Umas without their main skills unlocked to be passed down, you'll find out that maxing your cards will be very hard. Maxing out an entire SR card can take all the way up to 149,980 monies and 74,990 support points, and that is why we want to save all of our monies, as entirely leveling up a support card will be super expensive, and also leveling up a card to be able to use now is way more important than leveling up Umas who we can't even share their main unique skill yet. While we're on the topic of support cards, the next mistake we'll get into is overestimating your SSR cards. There are so many people who start off the game and think your SSR is always going to be better. If we use Game Tora, an app I'd always recommend, you can see how powerful your SR cards are, especially from if you watch my videos before. Pulling for the Kitasan Black support banner and getting lots of SR copies has always been our goal. If we pull up the compare tool in Game Tora, let's compare our speed cards. One speed card I currently own is Bakushin O but with 0 limit breaks, which means 0 copies. Compare that to my Ice and Flash and Narita Taishin with 2 copies, or even better, my Sweep Tosho with 3 copies. We can see that SR cards are definitely more than strong enough to use if your SS cards have no limit breaks. Even my Kitasan Black with 2 copies is still the same specialty priority as Narita Taishin, and that's why until the anniversary comes out and I can use my 3 limit break Kitasan, I'll be borrowing a maxed out Kitasan Black until I get that next copy. My next mistake we'll be going over is the statue exchange tab in the shop. I will make this very brief, but most cases we should be saving. Usually only using this tab when trying to get a 2 star all the way up to a 3 star in order for their unique skill to be passed on. on. For example, a good unique skill that a 2-star has is Daiwa Scarlet. I wouldn't mind spending some statues, especially if I only need 25 more to get her to a 3-star. Other than that, if you want to spend some statues on your favorite Umas, be my guest. This is just something that you should always be saving and looking out for in order to maximize your materials. Speaking of star pieces, one more mistake I would like to point out is people pulling without making sure that they can get to 200 pulls by the end of the banner. The safest bet to do this is to just save 30,000 carats, but you can also spend around 22,000 carats if a banner has just started, as long as you know that just by playing passively until the banner ends, you will always get to 30,000 carats. The reason why we want to make sure we can always pull 200 times is because in this game there is no such thing as a soft pity. There is only a hard pity that guarantees one copy of the banner character in 200 pulls. But the catch is your wishes from other banners will not transfer over. All of your pity in the current banner, if it ends, will turn into cloves. In the clove shop, you will need around 200 cloves just to get one pull. That is a horrible conversion rate, and that's why even as a free-to-play player, as long as you have this knowledge, you can definitely still be up with the pack as long as you plan accordingly and always get your guaranteed. So, my last piece of advice I can give you, and one more mistake I've seen a lot of beginners do, is even though this is a racing game, we are not on a short track. This is a marathon. Please pace yourself and do not burn out. I promise you, even though we preach about don't make these mistakes and these banners are must pulls, the only thing that is important is that you keep playing. If you just want to spend every material on your favorite horses, that is totally okay to do. As long as you have fun and keep playing, everything will be all good. Don't burn out, trainers, and that will be all for my every mistake you should avoid in Umamusume guide. Thank you guys all for watching this video, and especially thank you guys for all the support recently. If you're also a beginner and enjoyed watching this video and want to know the easiest way to improve your races, here is my ultimate starter guide video. Thank you guys all for your time, and I'll see you guys all later.